man, it's cold. Cold. Well, good morning. I'm cold. I get to go home on Friday, so thank God. Thank God for 90 degrees and 90% humidity. I want to share with you about the MST project. It is a ministry that started in November 2007. MST stands for Men in the Sex Trade. We believe that men are rather not part of the problem, but part of the solution. We believe that there is no place too deep where the hand of God cannot reach down to rescue someone. When I look at men in red light districts, I don't look at them for what they're doing, because what I see is immorality. What I do see is a man like myself who has a desire to know what love and intimacy is, just doesn't know where to find it. And I think it's amazing how in a red light district, there's a God who loves that man so much that he's willing to orchestrate the workings of a city to bring two people together so that that man can know that he is loved and cared for, that he's not a part of society that hates him and judges him and condemns him and causes him to feel guilt and shame, but he's part of a greater plan to know the God that loved him so much that he died for him, that a God who doesn't look for what he does, but looks for who he can be, that restoration and redemption is possible with a transformed heart. And that's how I look at men in red light districts. That's how we as the ministry of the MST project look at men in red light districts. And it all came to a head for me in November of 2007 when we started. And nobody was really doing this before. I do know that there's another ministry in Amsterdam that does this, but I didn't know about that. So I wasn't able to look to them for advice. And there was no guidebook for dummies, so I didn't exactly, go to page 44 and be like, that's how you talk to men who buy sex, okay. So I had to go try out everything on my own. And I had a good friend of mine, many of you know Ivan in Bangkok, along with his wife Kashmira, who work with men in red light districts as well, men who sell themselves. And so Ivan and I went out one night, and we're in Patpong. We talked to a couple guys, and it's good conversation, it's nothing deep, but they share with us some of their personal issues, well, we're looking for companionship and love, and maybe we'll find our future wife. I'm like, okay, that's awesome. I don't know what else to say, so move on. So then we went to Soy Cowboy, and there were some men who didn't really pay attention to us, and I thought, okay, well now there's the reaction I expected. And so then we move over to Nana Plaza, which is the third red light district in Bangkok. And as we're walking down the road, Ivan sees a man over here on the right-hand side sitting on some steps. And Ivan nudges me and says, well, let's go talk to that guy. We're like, okay, let's go talk to him. And we'll call this man Bob, because every man we meet is named Bob. And so there's Bob in the distance, and Bob's got long, nasty hair. It's nasty. And there's a little bit of blood up here because he got beat up defending the rights of an elephant the night before, and I don't know the whole story, but he's got some nasty pants on and some AC/DC, Black Sabbath t-shirt, whatever. And he's got 2 bottles of beer, or 2 cans of Heineken with him. And we go up to him, and Ivan's like, so can we talk to you? And he's like, sure, but you're not Christians, are you? And moment of truth, we're like, yeah, we are, but not necessarily here just to talk to you about that. We just want to, hang out and get to know you. And he's like, okay, well, sit on down. So we begin a conversation that goes on for quite some time. Now, it's easy for us to look at men in red light districts and have a stereotype, right? Because we tend to see them from a distance, and we automatically presume we know why they're there. And one of the things that we tell people when working with us is get rid of the stereotype and begin to look at the person as a man. Because when you get to know the person as a man, it requires you to get to know his name. When you get to know his name, it requires you to get to know his story. And when you get to know his story, it requires you to begin to care about who that person is.